and welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So today's reading is for the zodiac sign of Libra, and Libra, this is your June 2015 month ahead tarot forecast. Okay, as usual, shuffle the cards off screen, pick 8 cards from the top of the deck, and from the bottom of the deck I'd pick a 9th card to serve as your general energy for the month ahead. Okay, so your general energy for the month ahead for June is the Ace of Swords. Now, I'm very much an intuitive reader, okay? So I don't always follow what the traditional meanings of cards are. I do mention what the traditional meanings are of the cards, but I also look at the pictures. The pictures always say something to me. So this is really what I go on when I'm doing a lot of tarot readings as well. I incorporate, you know, the standard meanings into my own meanings. And what I feel intuitively about the reading. And I feel that I feel the Ace of Swords serving as your general energy means becoming unstuck from something, or I feel that with this it's embracing the truth of a matter. It's kind of facing up to the truth. The Ace of Swords is very much a card about breaking free. To me, this card signifies death. I don't mean death, physical death. I mean kind of the release from something that has been kind of keeping you stagnant, okay? So it's almost like a rebirth card for me. It's almost like, to me, I see this as the sword of truth, okay? So cutting through a situation that you didn't want to face, or cutting through something that wasn't clear. So this is very much a card of clarity for me. And I feel that there is going to be some awareness to you coming up in June about a situation. This is what I'm seeing for you guys in June. Now obviously this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everyone, okay, but it will apply to some of you guys. And I feel that I almost feel like the universe is saying you've got to be honest with yourself now, because I see the Ace of Swords as a card of being honest with oneself. It's a card about kind of wielding that cross, that sword of truth. Okay, sort of taking it from a place of being unstuck, of being stuck to being unstuck, okay? It's about kind of cutting through something that you potentially didn't understand or were too afraid to see before. Because when you wield the Ace of Swords, all this simply means is that you're going to be able to move on to something better. You're going to be able to move forward because you've got a lot of clarity going on there. And also, the aces, the aces, yeah, they're about new beginnings. They're about kind of fresh hope. The seeds, I always see the aces as being the seeds, kind of like the energy of something happening. It's when we move on to the other cards that I see the actual action happening. But for this is kind of like the beginning stages of something. So I feel that in June, guys, and looking at the reading, I do feel that you're going to have to face up to something. I've got to be honest. And I know that a lot of my Libra readings haven't been great. And they haven't. They haven't. I've got to be honest. You're probably thinking, bloody hell, Carol, you know, when's it our turn to have a great reading? And I hope that my readings don't come across as, you know, oh, doldrums again. Because this isn't a doldrums situation. But I do feel that you're gonna have to face up to something, and you're gonna have to be honest. And I also feel that it is a month of sacrificing something, because I see the Ace of Swords as being a card about making a sacrifice. It's like the sword cuts both ways. It's like you have to sacrifice something in order to be able to move forward with something else. So I do see you guys having to kind of cut something out, potentially out of your life. And I'm seeing this with the last 2 cards especially. We have the 8 of Wands here. The 8 of Wands for me is a card about news. It's a card about action. It's a card about, whenever I've had the 8 of Wands in my own readings, like if I've done a personal reading on myself, I've always the next day received lots of emails or telephone calls or sales or something like that. So to me it's about kind of it can either be, for me, about a surge of ideas, because the Wands are all to do with our vision and our ideas. But the Wands are also a fire sign, so they're to do with action and movement. That can also be to do with travel. The Eight of Wands can also be a card about travelling across air. Okay, but I see this as travel in all sorts of ways, not just in a journey, but a journey of news, okay? Some news is coming to you guys, I think, in June, okay? And I've got to be honest, I feel that it is news that you have either been worried about or you've been anticipating, okay? And this is why I see the Ace, I feel that we've got the Ace of Swords as the general energy for the month, Libra, because I feel that the universe is saying you're going to have to face something potentially that you didn't want to face. Okay, and I say that I feel that you've been worried about it because we have the Strength card next. This woman is taming a beast. I mean, a lot of the time the Strength card can be about female empowerment, okay? Because it's a female that's taming a lion, okay? Representative, I feel, of Leo, okay? So taking charge, putting yourself in the driving seat. And when we look at it that way, I feel that this is you guys putting yourself in the driving seat, taking charge. I do feel that this news that is coming in has been anticipated by you guys for some reason. I'm feeling that intuitively, that some of you guys know about what this news is. We have two messenger cards, really. We've got the Eight of Wands and we've also got the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is very much about messages. It's about... it can foretell good news coming in, okay? But it also can be about bright ideas coming to the fore. New, fresh things. But it's also a card about abandonment and taking a risk on something. And this is why I feel we have this Ace of Swords again. I'm going back to this card as your general energy. It screams to me, face up to something. You're going to have to make a sacrifice on something. Okay, and I feel that you're going to have to make a sacrifice in light of whatever this news is that's coming in. So this is a decision that you guys are going to be making in June, I feel. In light of some news that's coming in that you've been anticipating or you've not been wanting to deal with. Doesn't have to be across email, it can be, as far as I am concerned, kind of word of mouth, people talking, that type of thing. Actions, behaviours, that type of thing. Because the Eight of Wands is all an action card. But because we have this next to the Strength card, it's almost like you're trying to tame your fears over something, Libra. Okay? I feel that you're going to have to face up to something. It's the woman taming the lion's mouth. She's putting her hand in his mouth. She's not afraid to touch the fire. You know, she's not afraid to be hurt. She's not afraid. She's facing up to her fear. And I feel that the fear lies in whatever this news is, whatever this action is that's coming in for you guys, that you're going to have to face up to something. We've got the Seven of Wands here. I feel that we've got a lot of Wands cards, okay? We do have a lot of Wands, some good, some not so good. But the Seven of Wands for me is all about, it can be about competition, it can be about rivalry, but it's also a card about standing your ground on something, making your mark. So it's almost like this is telling me a story whereby there is news coming in June about something, or maybe some of you guys, because these energies can happen like a couple of weeks before June starts, or the month starts, or a couple of weeks into it, okay? It can happen at any time sort of within that sphere. But I do feel that there is some news coming in, something potentially you guys have either been fearing or thinking about or worried about, that you're going to have to face up to, because this tells me this in the Ace of Swords and it also says it to me in the Strength card. Okay, both of these cards are about strength, having the courage of your convictions to get through something, okay? It's facing a challenge. This woman is facing a challenge on that Strength card. The challenge is the lion. You're facing a challenge in the Ace of Swords. Sometimes the Ace of Swords can be about provoking a challenge in order to get the ball rolling with something, in order to start clearing something up. I see the Ace of Swords as a card about decluttering our lives. Chucking out what's no longer wanted in order to kind of have a nice clean sheet to work from. I feel that you guys have some form of... and to be honest with you, I feel that this is potentially around friends. Again, I mean, I don't know whether it was your sign last month. It might have been another sign, actually. It might have been Sagittarius or something. About having deceptive friends or people who were annoying you on the internet and that type of thing, okay? But I do feel that this thing that comes in, you're going to have to kind of deal with it. Because we do have the Seven of Wands, which is screaming to me, deal with it. Deal with it. Stand your ground. Don't be afraid just to be who you are, okay? And I also feel that this potentially is about you kind of saying, giving an ultimatum in a way. I feel this strongly, that there is an ultimatum that you're going to be giving in June as well, over this news that comes in. Okay, because I feel that for some of you guys, you've had enough of something. And I feel that there is an ultimatum that you're going to be giving in June. And I feel that you're going to be taking a risk. It's going to be a risky thing for you to do. Because I feel that it's something that you have pushed underneath the carpet for so long that you've just not faced up to it, Libra. I really do. Because this Page of Wands is young. It's vibrant. This can also represent a younger person. I believe the Page of Wands can either be a male or a female individual, but it can be a younger person, someone who is quite energetic, full of life. But I do feel that you're going to be taking a risk with giving an ultimatum on something here. I feel that this is potentially centred around a group of people or a couple of people, or I feel it might be 2 or 3 people. It might even just be the one. But I feel that because the Seven of Wands can be having to kind of stand your ground amongst a group of people that you don't get on with. Okay? And I feel that this could also be potentially gossip maybe as well. I feel that the Eight of Wands sometimes can just be a barrage of messages coming into you. But because we've got the Strength card here, these are messages I'm feeling that you don't want to hear or you don't want to know about. Okay, but I feel that the strength is needed within the Strength card and also the Seven of Wands. You're having to be strong around something, Libra, in June. And I feel it's to do with this message in the Eight of Wands. And I feel that you're going to have to make a choice within the Page of Wands. You're going to have to kind of decide what you're going to do. Interestingly enough, we've got two very, the bottom layer of cards here are very, very interesting and very, very telling at the same time, Libra. We have the Devil card here. And we have the Seven of Swords. These two cards side by side to me say that somebody's not being honest. So maybe this is where the unveiling of a truth is coming in. Somebody is not being honest with you. There is a... I feel that there is someone who is either trying to pull the wool over your eyes with something and it comes to light in June because we have those messages in the Eight of Wands. Okay? I do feel this strongly. I feel somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes because we see this in the Seven of Swords. This person is a thief, but they're doing it in broad daylight. They're almost doing it underneath, right underneath your nose. Okay? And I feel that this person, you kind of know about it. You kind of know. This is what I was saying. It's so interesting. I was actually saying at the beginning of the reading that I felt that this was something some of you guys already know about, but you didn't want to face up to. But we see that there's a decision that needs to be made in June because we've got the Ace of Swords, make or break, sacrifice. In order to pave a clear, nice path for yourself, you're going to have to sacrifice something you potentially didn't want to sacrifice. And I feel that the sacrifice comes with this Devil card. This is the thing you don't want to sacrifice, I feel. I feel that it's something... I mean, this could represent a Capricorn male, for example. Somebody who's quite controlling over you. This is someone who has two people on chains, okay? So this, really, the Devil card represents... In its entirety as a card, as a message, it represents being addicted to something potentially that's not great for you. It can represent lust, high sex drive, that type of thing. But I feel that looking at the Seven of Swords and the Devil card, that somebody has been trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or somebody is trying to kind of rob you of something. They're stealing something from you right underneath your nose. It's almost like they've covered it up in loveliness. Okay, but it's very enticing, it's very seductive to stay where you are. But to me, the Seven of Swords says it all. that this is not a good situation for you guys, okay? It's not a good situation. I don't feel that it's a good situation, which is why I feel that the universe is saying it's make or break time in June. You need to face up to the truth of a situation that really isn't that great. Someone's not being honest. Somebody's not being truthful. It could be that somebody might just be using you for sex, for example. Or somebody might be telling you that they love you, but they're telling a barrage of other girls or other boys that they're in love with them, or they're on Facebook checking out women's breasts and you don't know about it, you know. But they're acting like the devoted husband or the devoted boyfriend or something, you know. But I feel that there is an unveiling of something in June, and something's going to come to light for you guys, and it's going to be make or break time. This is what I'm feeling on the reading. Intuitively. I feel that because we have the Hermit card here, this is going inward. Okay? Because there is some deception here. And I feel that with the Five of Wands, this could either be you guys potentially having it out with your other half. If it's not you guys having it out with your other half and not being able to come to a conclusion on the matter, then this is a lack of clarity on this situation and needing to take time away to think about it. The Page of Wands can also signify a journey some of you are going to be taking, a trip away from something. And you know, I notice how the Page of Wands is turned to the Seven of Wands. So maybe somebody's turning their back on something that is a little bit too difficult at the moment. We see this really in, I mean, as I always say with tarots, they're multi-layered. So I just look at the cards and I just try and get a feel of what everything that the card is trying to say to me in this short period of time that we've got. But I feel with the Page of Wands that they're turning their back away from the Seven of Wands. It's almost like they're abandoning this situation that is a problem. And it's funny because the Hermit is now turning its back. I'll show you these cards. Actually, maybe I ought to do that. If you look there, you can see that the page has got its back turned to this situation here. It's almost like it's abandoning something here. It's abandoning this situation. It's taking a risk. It's travelling away, because the Wands are all about travel as well. And we see the Hermit here as well. It's turning its back on this rabble, on this confusion, on this frustrating situation. So I do feel that you guys are going to decide to turn your back on a situation. And I feel that this is where the sacrifice is. But I feel that you needed to sacrifice this situation that's going on in the Devil card and the Seven of Swords. I feel that you know about it. I feel that you know about it, but perhaps confirmation is coming with the Eight of Wands. I feel there's some fast-moving news that's coming in for you guys in June, and you need to face up to it. It tells me this in the Strength card, tells me this in the Ace of Swords. You need to face up to something, and you need to make a sacrifice. I see the Strength card as being sacrifice as well. This woman is sacrificing her fear. She's getting rid of the fear. She's washing it away by looking into the lion's mouth. The lion could bite her, it could eat her, it could do anything. But she's going to do it. She's going to face that fear and do it anyway. So I feel that the gist of this reading is, Libra, face the fear and do it anyway. If you feel that you're in a deceptive situation, if your intuition is strongly telling you that, then I feel that you need to get the empowerment of the Strength card and do something about it. Turn your back on what is no longer working for you. It shows this in the Page of Wands, it shows it in the Hermit card. Take that risk. Abandon things that aren't working out for you. The Page of Wands, when I look at the position of the card, is abandoning the problematic Seven of Wands. It can't win. It's standing, the Seven of Wands, the guy in the Seven of Wands is holding his own, but how long does it hold it for? The Five of Wands, there is no conclusion on a matter. So what can you do? The Ace of Swords is saying your energy for the month is to make a sacrifice. Cut to the chase. Get your clarity. Cut through the illusion. Stop burying your head in the sand. You know about this situation. I feel some of you guys will know about. There is some deception here. But I feel that you're letting it lie because it's comfortable, or because you enjoy, you know, whatever the sex or the, you know, being around whatever the addictive situation is. But in the long run, it won't work out for you. And I feel you'll just get confirmation of something that's not good for you, or something that's not right within this Eight of Wands. It's a good reading, but the reading, you know, I'm just the messenger, so I just interpret the cards intuitively as I see them. And to me, tarot is a pattern. When I see a pattern, I have to interpret it towards that, what it's telling me. But I do feel that you guys are going to be turning your back on a situation, or at least if you're not turning your back, you're heavily thinking about it in June. Because there is news coming in. There is fast-moving action on something. Something that you've possibly wanted to ignore or sweep underneath the carpet, but you can't do that anymore, because I feel that somebody's either trying to deceive you, or somebody's telling you what they think you want to know, but they're not being honest. And you need to face up to it. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I can... You know, this could be gossip in a work situation as well, I feel. This could be a real troublemaker for some of you guys as well in work. The Devil card, the Seven of Swords. Devil card always represents control, somebody who's quite controlling. And the Seven of Swords always represents deception for me. Doing something right underneath your nose, getting away with it. You could be enlightened about somebody's deception, I feel, as well. But you know what? The Ace of Swords is such a good card because it's all about new beginnings. Sometimes we have to go through stuff that isn't so great in order to get to the great, and that's just how life works. But once you get yourself on that path, there's nothing that can stop you. So really the month of June is facing up to reality. This is what I feel. Facing up to reality and not being afraid to wield that sword. No matter how much it might hurt, you need to cut out any dead wood that's not serving you, Libra. Okay, that's your reading, Libra, for the month of June 2015. I'd like to say thank you very much for taking your time to listen to the reading, and I shall speak to you very soon. Take care.